Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Gemini. How are you doing? Thank you so much for clicking here. Just wanted to get a reading up for you this weekend, and this reading is always going to be for the week ahead. So whether you get it today, tomorrow, or next year, it's going to resonate or it won't, right? And if it does, it will be for the week ahead. So I've got a bunch of oracles here. We're going to look at what's coming up at the beginning, middle, and the end of the week. And when you get this, it will be the day of the full moon eclipse in Pisces. So expect the unexpected, my friend. Things could take a turn, and things that will happen without you signing off on it first. So thank you for stopping in here. If you are the person who keeps coming back, my ride or die, I appreciate you, Gemini. And if you are the person who is here brand new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. At the end of this video, I am going to talk about where you can find the extended if you're interested in that. And I will tell you about how to sign up for a private reading if you're interested in doing that as well. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini. We've got the Gates of Triumph. Oh, I like this for you. It says here, success expands in your life. And so the doors are open. The sun is shining. There's a breakthrough coming at the end of this path. The gates of triumph are ready for you. All you've got to do is walk through it, and your success will expand in your life. This is your time here, Gemini. Tell me what else is going on for Gemini, please. It's time for you to see everything for what it is, for you to see all this lush greenery that's around the sun. We've got emotional loss. Okay, so the doors of triumph are here, and I think that the doors are open. You can see the sun in the distance. The breakthrough is coming, but I also feel in the middle of the week that you're going to be dealing with losing something that you weren't ready to lose, and so this does sort of track because we are in the middle of a full moon and we are in eclipse energy. So the full moon is the release of something, and then something else can begin, which is the sun, and walking through the doors of triumph to the new cycle. Success expands in your life, but I feel like you are letting go of some things you didn't want to let go of, possibly, and this is going to be an emotional full moon because it's in Pisces. And as I know, I'm a Pisces moon. We're a bunch of blubber faces, we are. We cry a lot. All right, let's find out what else is going on. So there's going to be some emotional loss, unfortunately. You're going to be in a little bit of emotional lack, I think, as you're heading through this time of the full moon eclipse. We've got time to let go. Well, that tracks too, doesn't it? Emotional losses and time to let go is full moon energy. And I feel like whatever you're not ready to let go of, I think the eclipse is going to take care of and make you let go of it. And what I say that, I mean that maybe someone lets go of you. Something you've been holding on to might let go of you. So we do have card number 31. We have a 4 here, which is stability. And so the groundhog spirit, I feel like the groundhog, as we know it through what we call lore, brings us good news, right? Of when winter is going to end and spring is going to come. I feel like this time to let go is definitely part of this full moon energy that we're talking about here. And the eclipse energy as well. Let's throw one more card and then we'll get to the tarot. Get some clarity on all of this. Tell me about Gemini, please. I think it's going to be hard to let go of something, someone, or a situation here. We've got expansion, but look, we've got to clear the road to make room for expansion. And that's why we have full moons, so we can release things and make room for other things. When you buy the new furniture, the sofa set, you don't put it in the living room with the old stuff, right? You either give away the old stuff or move it to another room. So it says pursue bigger and greater endeavors. I really do feel like this full moon is clearing space for you, and it's clearing space so you can expand, so there can be expansion here. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at this. We've got a theme going now. Release grudges, wounds, and pent-up feelings through healthy activities. And, healthy activities could be moving your body. It could be doing rituals. It could be whatever it is that you do to release. What is your release? Maybe for some people it's reading. For some people it's writing or doing something creative. We've got, let's look at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck tells us what's going to happen throughout the rest of the month. And this is for the week ahead, but we're going to find out through the bottoms of the deck what's coming up in the future. Distant thunder, clear the air. We talked about clearing a path. And so I feel like you're going to go through some sort of a storm where that you already see that it's coming. Like you might already be feeling, is what I'm saying, Gemini. You might be feeling that something is already going to change. You might be feeling the shift on the way. And it says here, clear the air, distant thunder. You might already be feeling the rumble in the distance here, that something is going to change. And there is going to be conflict. You know what? I feel like you're going to have to make some decisions. And the mental conflict, Two of Swords, hard decisions. Things that you didn't want to decide on. I feel that you're going to be forced to release some things, to let some things go, and you've been avoiding the emotional loss, and that's why you haven't let it go up to here. Partnerships and alliances. You could be releasing some partnership. Partnership could be in business, could be at workplace, could be a relationship, like a love relationship. All right. Let's leave that there. And we've got the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Isn't that the truth, right? Sometimes life does sting. So I feel like 64 is a 10, which is the end of a cycle, but it's also, when we break it down further, it breaks down to a 1. So endings and beginnings. And so that's sort of the cycle that we're in right now with this full moon. Let's look at some tarot, friend. Let's find out what's going on with the tarot for you, Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about this. Success expands in your life. What is expanding for Gemini? The gates of triumph. So you start out the week with something really happy starting out for you here. An opportunity, the doors fly open, everything is sunny, it's sunshiny. Tell me what this is. We've got the 9 of Swords. You're releasing worry is what it is. So whatever you've been worrying about in the past that you have no control over any longer, because the past is the past and you can't change it at all. Whatever is in the future that you have no control over because it hasn't happened yet, I feel like you're just releasing worry or possibly anxiety. And when you do, I feel like it makes you feel like you can expand in a successful and happy way. Tell me about emotional loss. We've got the 3 of Pentacles. So you could be, the emotional loss could be that someone has moved away, or that you are moving away. The 3 of Pentacles for me can be the workplace, but it's mostly groups of people. So it feels like people that were cooperative and collaborative, people you got along with really well, possibly. The 3 of Pentacles is networks or communities. So it feels like you're feeling the loss of a community or the loss of a network, the loss of some people that I feel like you might have been getting along really well with. We'll go back and clarify and find out a little bit more about that, but it is time to let go. And I think this is a time to let go. We're in eclipse season and some things are going to be pulled away from us and it's going to be hard to disconnect. It's going to be an emotional time. We've got the 6 of Wands, so time to let go. And when you let go, it brings you to a place of success and victory. It brings you out of the dark or out of a place where you were in a harder cycle. And the 6 of Wands is about coming back from the war, coming back from the fight or a dark or a hard cycle and getting the victory anyway. Like finally you're crossing some sort of imaginary finish line. It's like, this is what I intended to do. The victory lap is what she's doing here. So it's time to let go. You will have victory if you do decide to let go. Tell me about this expansion, because it feels like it's time for you to pursue bigger and better things. And all of this, the clearing out of things is what is going to allow something new to arrive. It's the releasing of things here. And it doesn't have to be people or places. I think in this case, it might be a group of people, but it could be releasing grudges and wounds and pent-up feelings. One more card. 10 of Pentacles, expansion. I like it. This could be financial expansion, but when we look at 10 of Pentacles, it is, it can be money, it can be health, time, energy, effort, right? It feels like whatever it is expanding, and I think you're going to like it. It feels like it's longevity. It feels like it's legacy. So expansion, like I'm going to say happiness or lots of money or things that your career is going to take off. It feels like something is going to be pentacle related that is going to last for the next 10 years or so. It feels like you're going to be set up pretty well to pursue bigger and better things that are going to pay off really well for you. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. I think that you are opening the gates of triumph. They're throwing those gates open and heading for the sun. I think you're releasing worry, and you're releasing worry through healthy activities, right? Healthy activities is the Four of Swords. We've got releasing grudges, wounds, pent-up feelings through healthy activities. One of the healthy activities could be napping. I think that's a healthy activity. I'm the boss here, and my boss is really good to me. She allows me to nap through the beginning or through the middle of my workday. So the Four of Swords, the Four of Swords tells me that you've been healing, is what it is, and that's a healthy activity. It feels like you've been taking the things that are hard for you to think about or deal with, and I think that you are, finding clarity in those things. She's holding on to the Ace of Swords, which is the ace of, like, the truth, the sword truth, right? The Ace of Swords is always the sword of truth. And so we have the three swords over the head. I feel like you are releasing that as well, that you're finding clarity. And I think that the reason you're able to find the clarity is because the sun is here now. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. And we've got the Hierophant energy. Good. It's pretty serious business. It feels like you've been healing or building yourself here. The Nine of Pentacles is stability. It's security. It's building your reputation, building your confidence, building a business. It's something that you've done on your own, possibly through healing, that you've really come to a place of abundance in your healing. I think that you've also been building your spiritual self, because the Hierophant is just that. Through doing the right thing, through following peace and trying to teach others about that. I feel like the gates of triumph have brought you to a place where you have a clearer understanding of what you want to, of the path you want to walk spiritually, is what it feels like here. The Three of Pentacles, tell me what this emotional loss is all about here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So something here is definitely about to change. There it is. I'm saying because when you become the Empress, whether you're a feminine or a masculine Empress, when you reach the Empress level, my friend, you end up being so grounded and so solid. You end up with great boundaries, and you realize that when you put up boundaries, you realize who the people are that really cared about you and the ones that don't just wander off. So I feel like you have stepped into your Empress shoes, or you will, in about the middle of the week, and it feels like everything shifts or changes for you, and it's destiny. Now, when you become the Empress, and you can sound off in the comments, I'd love to hear what's going on with you. If you have reached the Empress level, you know as well as I do that friend groups will change. And every time we go through a new awakening or a transformation or a part of our life where we're supposed to change because of destiny, friend groups fall away. So if you're a person who has lost a community or that has lost a friend group, it feels like it was destiny. It was supposed to happen that way. And please, I'm not trying to make light of it. It's a terrible thing, and I'm sure it's painful for you. But I feel like this is your step into this Empress energy where you're now stable on your own. And that's what the universe is trying to show you. That no more holding back, no more being in this pause. Now you've got perspective, which is, part of the wisdom of the Empress. So I feel like although it's a hard sell for you, I think I'm trying to sell it to you, but I think it's a hard sell. Although it's a hard sell for you, I think it's part of your evolution. Let's talk about the Six of Wands and time to let go. I think what it's time to let go of is the ego. I think it's an ego death that you might be going through here for some of you, not all of you, of course. We all have ego. Let's just get that right on the table. You can argue with me in the comments if you want. We all have ego, every single one of us, unless you've had an ego death. And even when you have, the ego death just means that you've learned to coexist with the ego and not allow it to take over and put a mask on you. So I feel like somebody here is letting go of being on the high horse, about being, you're becoming more stable and grounded and less in your ego. Tell me about this. We've got the Three of Wands, we've got the Five of Wands, and we've got the Four of Wands. I think you fought this for a little bit because, you know, the ego is the protector, right? So when we are going through tough times in our lives, sometimes the ego shows up as sort of protection, helps keep us at a distance from people we think will hurt us. The Five of Wands tells me that you know that you can't move forward into the future, Three of Wands, if you're in hesitation or if you're fighting the natural progression of stability. And we've got 3 and 1 is 4, and then card number 4 shows up. I don't think that's coincidence. So it feels like you are building a happier home, or you're getting more settled in, or you're starting to feel more excited about maybe moving, possibly. But we've got 9 wands here. I think you are the wounded warrior, and I think you're still sort of maybe, taking care of your wounds, the wounds of losing some people around you that you thought really cared about you. But we've got the Three of Wands, which tells me that there is expansion coming. But first you need to get out of this energy of the Five of Wands. You need to stop fighting change. And that's the hardest part. Because if I ever knew that there was... Look, I'm a Taurus sun. So Tauruses are always, everybody always knows about Tauruses that were stubborn. But I've never met a Gemini who wasn't as least as stubborn as me. I'm telling you, you have a hard time changing your mind. Unless you got some water in the moon or the rising, you have a hard time changing your mind, Gemini, because you thought your way around everything. You've got the details on everything. So if somebody comes to you with an argument, they better be on point with their information in order to change your mind. You're really hard pressed to get Gemini to change their mind just because they're so damn smart. They've thought everything all the way through, up and down, sideways and around before you even walk in the room. So I think that this is the part where you're going to have to change your mind just a little bit, because you're going to have expansion, money, energy, time, effort. Maybe your health is going to get better. It feels like there is going to be expansion, but first you've got to stop fighting change. We've got the King of Wands, we've got the Justice card, and we've got the Six of Cups. Look, I feel like that expansion is going to inspire you to balance your life more. I think that things are going to be restored to you. Look, the universe is never just going to steal things out of your life just to piss you off. I feel like you will have, these things will be restored. I want to say with the Six of Cups, maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, maybe it's soul tribe. But I feel like something here is going to be restored and come back into balance for you. So you will live in this 10 of Pentacles energy at one time again, and that's going to be during the expansion. But I feel like you need to go through some lessons first, like the rest of us, of course, right? I'm going to put down 3 cards. We're going to talk about the advice going into the extension. I'm going to clarify all of this because we've got sort of an idea of what's going on, but we're going to find out what kind of change, what sort of perspective did you get from this loss that you went through here, and how, did you finally drop the ego? Because it's the only way that you can expand into the future. This is the expansion here with the Three of Wands. The expansion is up here. It's making room for something new, but the only way you can do that is if you drop the ego first. The ego is what the Five of Wands is. The Six of Wands and the Five of Wands, it's like you're holding back or fighting change. And so let's find out what else is coming up here. We're going to talk about all of that stuff, clarify it more so we get more of an understanding. Let's find out. If you want to go to the extended with us, though, you can. There is, at the very top of all the comments, there is one pinned comment, and it'll show you a link if you'd like to just purchase this extension outright. But there's a membership area where you can look at many extensions over the month, 4 of them for your sign. And if you want to look at any other signs that if you're watching for your sun, moon, and rising, it's a great deal to go into the membership area for the extensions. Let's find out what's going on. Oh, by the way, I do private reads as well, pre-recorded and live. So if you're interested, take that link to Hypsee and go explore Hypsee and find my pricing. If you'd like to connect live, I'd love to do that with you. Let's find out what's going on here. Okay. There we go. We've got the Tower. There is going to be a shift here, but this shift is coming. Oh, I love this. Look, we started with the Sun. We end with the Sun. I kind of love that. So the Ace of Swords, there's some sort of really big breakthrough. It does feel like somebody's going through an awakening. Now, you might say, Elsie, I've already gone through an awakening. Well, guess what? The good news is that we're all having awakenings. The bad news is you don't get just one. It just keeps happening. You keep being awakened more and more and more again. You start seeing more and more detail. You start finding more and more truth. And so those things never finish. Like, you're constantly learning and changing, right? That's why it's so important to have the ego death, because if you're not flexible enough to change the mind, it's really hard to go through the awakening. It can be terrifying. The Tower can be terrifying in itself. Got the Eight of Cups. It feels like here that you are walking away from some stuck thought patterns here, where maybe you were thinking about things over and over again, and it feels like the Tower is going to help you out of that. I say help you out of that, but we all know that this isn't the most pleasant experience, right? But we've got happiness here. Happiness that you're going to get some clarity that this had to happen for a reason, and as you look back, I feel like you're going to be like, that's why I had to go through that awakening. So we're going to clarify all of this and all of this. Come with us into the extended. You know how to get there now. And if I see you there, that's great. If I don't, that's okay. I'll see you back here, because I'm always going to be back. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.